Hello po mga ka-PE! Welcome to our Physical Education Teachers Community channel. One of our colleagues in Physical Education Teachers Community had requested for us to have a sharing about crafting a module using alternative delivery mode format, since this is the format that is being prescribed by most of the divisions in the Department of Education. In the video that I have uploaded in our YouTube channel entitled How to Create Modules for Physical Education, I have discussed the different principles that we should take into consideration in crafting instructional design for physical education. In that video, we have revisited the curricular philosophy of the K-12 physical education that is grounded on fitness and movement education, from where we should base the content that we are going to develop for our modules. I have also presented in the video some criteria to consider in selecting and creating physical activities for our modules, for it is through physical activities and movement that learners can learn and gain the competencies stipulated in the curriculum. So if you haven't watched or viewed the video, please do watch it, as the essential principles discussed there will be our guide in our future writing engagement in physical education. Moreover, the ideas in that video is a prerequisite to really understand how to craft modules regardless of the format that we are going to use. So, are you ready? Let's start. Let us start the sharing by taking a look at the different parts of an ADM-based module. The elements that will be discussed today will focus on content and main body of the module. So this discussion will exclude the technicalities of the format and the cover pages. So bahala na po kayo sa mga arrangements ninyo with your LR officer kung ano yung inyong gagamiting format or gagamiting guidelines when it comes to the cover pages and format. No? So we are going to focus more on the content rather than the technicalities and fonts, etc. So the first part of the main body of the ADM-based module is the what I need to know part. Okay, this part you will provide an introduction here that will give learners an overview of the entire module. Introduction can be in a form of a quote, real-life situation, a testimony from a well-known personality or from a common person or from a senior high school or a student, no, so that the statement, no, makaka-relate yung mga estudyante natin kapag nabasa nila yung statement na yun, etc. You can also feature here famous personality in your locality para kahit pa paano meron ng localization na na-i-integrate sa introduction pa lang, no? So ito yung mga pwedeng laman ng introduction part natin. A quote, since all learners are halos lahat tayo naman siguro, no, kapag may rhyming, very interesting, no, sa ating panlasa, sa ating mako-capture yung ating interest, no, or testimony. So anything can be written here in the introduction as long as the statement covers what is the material is about and why is it relevant to the learners. Also, in this introduction part, ideally, we should establish here why the lesson is important and relevant to the readers or our learners. No? So, yung mga paggamit natin ng pronoun na you, it is very important kasi mas nagiging personalized, no? Yung you will be able to parang ganyan, ano, anything that involves the learner in the body of the module gives them a sense of involvement or interest sa pagbabasa ng module natin. Okay? So, ideally, these are the parts in the what I need to know. It is the introduction part. Also, sa what I need to know, some ADM modules require objectives, no, extracted from the most essential learning competencies. Pero yung iba, doon pa lang sa title page, nilalagay na kung ano yung MELC na nilalaman ng ADM module. So, depende po sa, again, depende po sa usapan ninyo ng inyong mga LR supervisors kung ano yung susundin ninyong format. Pero kapag ni-require kayo to create a separate objectives, ideally, the objective should be written katulad ng traditional na objectives na cognitive. It will cater the cognitive, the psychomotor, and the affective components. Ano po. And also, a good objective should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-oriented. No? So, kailangan kaya siya matapos ng isang session lang. No? And ideally, the objectives are arranged or sequenced in a way kung paano nyo siya i-discuss doon sa module. Okay? So, let's proceed. The next part is the what I know part. Okay? The what I know part is the lessons pre-test. It should be congruent to the objectives and competencies. It is included in the module to check what the learner knows about the lesson to take. So ideally, dito pa lang, bukod sa sinusukat natin yung entry level ng mga estudyante natin, nagkakaroon na rin ng hint ang mga bata sa tatalakayin natin sa module. According to the ADM manual, sa key stage 4, if we are teaching health optimizing physical education, we are going to have 15 items, no, for the what I know part or the pre-test part. Okay? So, this pre-test part can be in various types. But it should be aligned with the objective. Pwedeng kahit anong form of assessment, basta congruent or aligned pa rin siya sa ating mga objectives. Okay? Mamaya bibigyan ko po kayo ng sample ng ADM-based module. So, this is the lesson proper, no? So, after ng what I know and what's in, after ng what I need to know and what I know is the lesson proper. So the first part of the lesson proper is, so ito na yung kasunod sa what I know. What's in? What's in connects the current lesson with the previous lesson by going over concepts that were learned previously. So, sa madaling sabi, what's in is the review part of the module. Okay? So, napakamaliwanag po nito, no? What's in is the review part. Okay? Ideally, we should create a statement here at that will connect the previous lesson to this lesson. Okay? So, para makita nila ang sequence ng curriculum na kanilang tinatahak. Next is what's new. What's new is the introduction of the new lesson through an activity. Okay? So, in the case of physical education, katulad ng na-discuss natin sa nakaraang PUP-CHK webinar series, our concept is move to learn, learn to move. The students learn the concept of PE sa pamamagitan ng movement experiences. Okay? So, it is always through an activity at hindi lang basta activity, hindi siya worksheet, hindi lang sa basta written output or written activity, it should be ideally a physical activity type of activity. Okay, so what's new shows instances of content, competencies intended to develop concept, ideas, and skills that are related to your topic. So paunti-unti binubuo nyo na part by part yung konsepto na tatalakayin nyo sa module na ito. Also, what's new develops a common base for the discussion. So, dito tayo magkakaroon ng, dito tayo huhugot ng tatalakayin mula sa activity. So, in creating activities, we should take into consideration the student's learning context. So, since physical activity ang medium natin, we should take into consideration the learner's abilities, the learner's resources, space, and the availability of the equipment that you are going to use in your activity. So, dapat doable and achievable, no, yung inyong activity. So, let's proceed. After ng what's new, we are going to proceed with the what is it, no? So ito yung exploration part ng activity or ng analysis. In what is it, questions that you will provide questions here that will help the learner discover and understand the concept that you are introducing on the activity part. Okay? So after mong i-introduce yung konsepto sa pamamagitan ng activity, here in this part, you will provide questions na magte-trigger sa bata para isipin or para i-relate yung activity dun sa concept na binubuo mo for them. Questions shall be asked in a logical manner that lead to formative assessment. So, lagi po tayong from simple to complex. Okay? Also, the what is it part is a brief discussion of the lesson. No? So itutuloy na natin. After natin magbato ng guide question, i-discuss na natin sa part na to yung napaka-importanting mga lesson. So the what is it part is the mini discussion. Inputs here from the activity and the analysis part is are being deepened, discussed, and clarified. No? So this is where the activity and analysis parts are integrated and given deeper meaning. It is important to discuss only important concepts and ideas that answer the desired learning competencies. So kung wala siyang kinalaman sa learning competencies natin, then baka pwede na natin siyang i-eliminate. Okay? So since we are aiming for less is more. Dahil nga, uulitin natin, ano, kapag masyadong maraming nakitang content ang bata, minsan kasi may mga nakikita po ako na pag may in-evaluate po akong module, maraming konsepto na hindi naman inintroduce doon sa activity. Hindi rin naman itinawid doon sa what is it part or doon sa exploration. No? So kung ano lang yung mga importanteng konsepto, direct to the point, yun lang yung ilagay natin sa what is it part. Okay? A lesson is comprehensive as long as the desired competencies for the unit is discussed completely. So kung kahit hindi siya ganun kahabaan, pero na-target niya lahat ng competencies or lahat ng concepts that can target the competencies, then this module is complete. Okay? Pero meron namang mga modules na ang dami-dami ang laman, pero lumihis doon sa learning competencies, and after basahin ng bata yung module, instead na nagkaroon siya ng meaningful learning, instead na naiwan sa kanya yung konsepto, instead na na-relate niya yung konsepto na gusto nating ituro sa kanya sa buhay niya, nalito lang siya. Okay? So, ganito po yung tip. Ganito po yung tip. So, ganito po yung tip. After nyo pong, every now and then, habang gumagawa kayo ng module, try to read the module from the beginning. At kunwari hindi kayo yung gumawa ng module, basahin nyo lang siya mula umpisa. Kada matatapos nyo yung isang part, lagi nyo siyang basahin mula sa umpisa. And tingnan ninyo, kunwari evaluator kayo, or kunwari i-quality control nyo yung gawa nyo. Basahin nyo mula umpisa, and i-check ninyo yung flow ng inyong content. Paano nyo malalaman that the content is smooth and effective ang content ninyo? Kapag habang nagbabasa kayo mula umpisa hanggang sa tuloy-tuloy each part, natututo kayo. No? So, kung nagkaroon kayo ng confusion as you go along with the different parts of your module, then most probably, ganun din ang mangyayari sa bata. So, to ensure na kung ano lang ang, marami kasi ako nakikita na modules na as in nilagay lahat ng concepts, bahala na si Superman, magkaroon lang ng content, makita lang na maraming content. At the end of the day, basahin niyo po yung module ninyo mula umpisa hanggang doon sa natapos ninyo, and i-check nyo, natuto ba ako sa ginawa ko? Or naguluhan ba ako sa ginawa ko? Or may mga parts na kailangan ko pang linisin? No? Yun yung pinaka-technique, no, para ma-ensure natin that the quality of our module is good or very good, no? Or the quality of our module will ensure learning on the part of our students. So, most likely, kapag naguluhan tayo, ganun din po ang mangyayari sa bata. Kaya nga, I suggest less is more. Para sure tayo na after basahin ng bata ng module natin, after niya sagutan lahat ng activities na pinagawa, natuto siya. At hindi niya malilimutan yung content na natutunan niya sa module niyo. So, kaya we are promoting less is more. Okay? Sige. On this part, the next part is the enrichment part. What's more? Okay? Yung what's more natin, nakita ko doon sa, it is anchored on the learning theory na I do it, we do it, you do it. So, ipinakita mo sa bata, you demonstrate it, that's the I do it, and then you provide activity that is guided or controlled practice, that's we do it, and afterwards, you let the students do it on their own, that's the independent practice. Okay? So, makikita nyo sa module, merong sa ADM-based format, merong individual assessment, individual practice, individual assessment. So I think that's hanggang 3. So kung ma-justify nyo naman sa inyong mga LR evaluators na I think 1 individual practice is enough, then okay. Pero kung i-require talaga nila, maybe we can divide the activities or kontian yung content ng activities para makapag-comply tayo doon sa kanilang format. So, nasa sa inyo na po kung paano yung inyong arrangement ng inyong LR evaluator. And then what's next is the what I have learned part. Okay? The what I have learned part is the reflection part. Yun po yung tiniscuss ko last time sa PUP-CHK webinar series na katulad po nito. So in the what I have learned part, you can just create a table at lagyan ninyo parang checklist siya. Today I can. Tapos lalagay nyo dito yung LC or the objectives that you have formulated on the first part of the module. So ika-copy paste nyo lang dito. Tapos i-check lang ni bata kung na-achieve niya ba yung mga objectives na yon. Or it can be in a form of an essay. You may choose one question here. So, pwedeng ang reflection guide question nyo ay, today I have learned that, tapos itutuloy na ni bata yun dito. I find the concept blank the most interesting because I need to practice blank because, so yun yung mga pwedeng reflection guide questions ni bata. Para ma-internalize niya lahat ng konsepto na diniscuss nyo doon sa what is it part. Okay? Sige. Now, after the reflection part is the application part. The what I have learned part also is a way of summarizing what the students have learned in your module. So you can provide, pwede din ganito ang gawin natin, ano? You can provide a graphic organizer. So binigyan ko kayo ng 3 option dito. Pwedeng checklist, pwedeng reflection guide questions in a form of essay so that the students can internalize. Or you can also do this, a graphic organizer. So tingnan natin dito yung aking topic, FITT principle. So nasa gitna, effective exercise program. So ideally, ang students maiisip dito that the effective exercise program follows the FITT principle, the frequency, intensity, time, and type, so that the exercise that he or she is engaging with will be effective for him or her. So, yung graphic organizer will serve as your student's guide para sa inyong reflection part. So, after nyo ipakita tong graphic organizer na to, tsaka kayo ngayon maglagay ng guide question. Or you let the students, sa pamamagitan ng graphic organizer na ipipresent nyo sa kanila, you let them analyze the graphic organizer. Sum up the lesson using the graphic organizer above. Or you can let them create a mind map of their own or a graphic organizer of their own. Pero kung mas guided sila, mas makukuha nyo po yung response na gusto nyo makuha for them. So you let them provide. You just let you let them analyze the concepts. Tapos tanungin nyo sila kung what can you say about the diagram? Okay? Based from the discussion, mga ganyang bagay. Okay? So yun yung mga pwede nating ilagay sa what I have learned. Okay? Now, The next part is the application part, no? Yung what I can do. This is an activity that shall transfer the skills, knowledge gained or learned into real-life concerns or situations. So this section ideally will provide practical ways of how learners can use what they have learned from the activities or from the discussion. This part will provide immediate opportunity for students to practice the concepts that you have discussed. This section can involve activities that will link the lesson to the learner's real-life scenario. So, kailangan dito sa application part, mayroon ng integration ng totoong nangyayari sa bata. Why is the content relevant to them? And how can they apply the concepts that they have learned? Let's say, for example, ngayong time ng pandemic, o kaya sa buhay nila as a teenager. So, ganun ka-specific, no? In their real life scenario. Also, you can incorporate here culture-based education. So, pwedeng nirelate nyo, you will provide activity here na merong feature ng mga makikita sa locality ninyo. Since ang ADM po, one of the evaluation criteria po ng ADM, hahanapan po ng nagpo-promote ba ng nationalism yung inyong material, nagpo-promote ba ng Filipino values, or nag-i-incorporate mo ng culture-based or anchored ba ito sa culture-based education, etc. Okay, so also you can incorporate here how is the topic related to other learning areas. So maybe you can relate movement to physics. You can relate or incorporate values on your activity, mga ganyang bagay. So, yun yun sa application part. Mamaya bibigyan ko po kayo ng example. Okay. So, sa assessment part, this is now the evaluation part. This evaluates the learner's level of mastery in achieving the learning objectives. So, kailangan ang assessment ninyo naka-angkla sa objectives. Kasi yun yung susukatin niya kung na-master niya ba yung intended ninyong ma-master ng mga bata. So the task given shall validate the concepts and provide more opportunities to deepen the learning. Kaya, ideally, ang assessment natin ay HOTS. No, it caters higher order thinking skills. Sa ADM manual, ang sabi po doon, kapag sa key stage 4, yung kinabibilangan ng health optimizing physical education, senior high school, it is 15 items. Okay po. So, some of us, ako din naman, hirap ako sa pagke-create ng test items, no? Meron akong suggestion dito na binigay ko din na suggestion doon sa video na in-upload ko, na unang na-upload, no? We can do this. Since multiple choice, ang isa sa mga usual na ginagamit natin as form of assessment, maraming type of multiple choice na pwede nating gamitin. Yung traditional is the single response. So, may isang tanong at ang hinihinging response ay isang tamang sagot lang. Meron namang multiple choice na multiple talaga ang responses na hinihingi. So, let's say, for example, the question here is, what are the different components of the FITT principle? So, dahil apat ang components ng FITT principle, manghihingi tayo ng maraming responses. So, merong possible na 4 na sagot or 3 sagot dito sa question na to. So, pwede po yun, no? In that case, medyo mas mataas ang level of thinking na nakikater natin sa mga bata. Pwede rin naman yung multiple choice na sequencing. Okay? Especially sa when you teach siguro movement patterns, movement dance patterns, etc. Okay? So, ang gagawin lang ng bata dito ay isi-sequence niya. So, first, second, third, fourth. Okay? And then, pwede din categorizing. So, identify the following physical activity if it is aerobic or muscle and bone strengthening activity. So, let's say, yung one ay jogging, planking, ganito, ganyan. So, ilalagay lang ng bata aerobic, muscle and bone strengthening, aerobic, muscle and bone strengthening activity. So, these are the different type of assessment na pwede. So, kahit ano po pwede, no, basta objective type of test. Pwede rin naman, I don't know, kung ano po ang i-require ng inyong LR supervisor. But, ma'am, paano kapag PE, di ba po performance-based po tayo? If you prefer performance-based assessment, pwede rin naman po. Since talagang it is through movement that ang pinaka-medium talaga ng ating instruction ay movement. So, please provide rubric na lang. The rubric should be aligned with the objective. So, hindi siya pwedeng yung rubric natin ay dapat yes, aligned yung ating rubric. Yung hahanapin nating criteria sa performance, kailangan may kinalaman sa objective or align sa ating objective. So, kapag may magka-question po sa inyo na sinabi, hindi, yung module na yan, kailangan, kailangan objective type at hindi performance. No? Pwede nating i-contest yan. Meron pong DepEd order na, nakalimutan ko lang kung ano yun, pero may DepEd order po na nag-i-stipulate that the assessment that we can conduct at the end of each lesson is pwedeng written, pwede rin pong performance-based. Pag performance-based nga lang po, we should provide rubric that is relevant to the topic and aligned with the objectives. So, this is the additional activities. Yung additional activities natin, very po ito, helpful sa case ng health optimizing physical education because we are only given 1 hour per week. And the goal of health optimizing physical education is to optimize our students' fitness. So, medyo contradicting lang that kasi hindi naman natin ma-optimize ang health ng bata or hindi niya ma-maximize yung benefits that he or she can gain from engaging in physical activity kung once a week lang yan. Because the recommendation for exercise is at least 150 to 200 minutes per week. So, these additional activities can be utilized para ma-fulfill yung physical activity recommendation na yon. So, what can you include here? In this section, you can provide activity in any form that can increase the strength of your goals in your lesson. So, maybe you can provide here additional activities that will keep our students moving or active for the rest of the week. Okay, so you just provide them activities. Okay, now, we are done with the discussion on the different parts of the ADM module. Let's proceed now with the example, okay, template. I mean, the sample module. So this is an example of a module that is crafted following alternative delivery mode format. Again, bibigyan ko lang po ng linaw that this module na ipinipresent ko po sa inyo is just a draft at hindi pa po na-evaluate. Also, hindi ko po ginamit dito ang template ng ADM. I just want to present to you the content. Okay po. Sample of content na pwede nyong magawa using ADM format. Okay? So what I need to know part, sa introduction part, I am always using pictures so that I can capture students' interest. No? So depending on your arrangement with your LR evaluators or LR supervisors, if they are encouraging you to use pictures, you can use pictures po. No? So where can you get photos para nang hindi kayo mababatas in terms of intellectual property right or copyright? There are lots of websites that provides free photos, katulad ng commons.wikimedia.org. Meron din po sa Pixabay. Okay, so you can also search on Google. You just have to click on tools and then usage rights and then click on labeled for reuse. And ipapakita na po sa inyo ng Google kung ano-ano yung mga photos na pwede nyo gamitin na free at walang copyright. Okay? So, etong picture po na to ay free photo from commons.wikimedia.org. Pero ako, kahit free photo siya, sinasite ko pa rin siya. Okay? Just to give acknowledgement to the owner of the picture. Now, on the what I need to know part, again, my topic is nature and elements of dance. No? So this lesson is ang LC na MELC na inaangklahan ng lesson na to includes the learners engages to moderate to vigorous physical activity. So this MELC ay extract is hinimay at naging objective, at ito po yung objective na yon. The learners will perform simple dance activity with observance to safety precautions. Okay? So I have uploaded an curriculum map that you can follow po, no? Depending, pwede nyo rin siya i-adjust depending on your supervisors kung anong instruction nila. But for me, these are my learning targets in this module. No? So, yeah. So what I need to know part, look at my introduction here. Tatlong sentences lang. Okay? Dance has always been a part of human life. It is an essential element in different cultures, traditions, celebrations, and important rituals. Today, dance were also performed for self-expression, recreation, competition, and even as a means for having an active lifestyle. So kung napansin niyo, hinugot ko kung saan traditionally ginagamit ang dance before and nilink ko siya sa health optimizing physical education, no? Which ginagamit yung dance as means for having an active lifestyle. So doon pa lang, I am aligned with the philosophical foundations of the K-12 physical education curriculum, which is grounded on fitness. Okay? So, sa introduction part pa lang, nakikita ng bata kung saan natin siya dadalhin. Gagamitin natin ang lesson na ito for fitness. Okay, so yan. So I presented here learning targets that are formulated out of the most essential learning competencies. Okay, next is the what I know part. Sa amin kasi sa arrangement namin sa school, we have agreed that para madali sa mga teachers and para madali rin sa mga bata, no? Nag-agree kami na 5 items lang ang pre-test part. And these pre-test parts ay pwedeng galing sa mga lesson na nadaanan na nila before, or it measures the learner's entry level, or binibigyan na rin sila ng hint kung anong tatalakayin sa lesson. So most probably, yung what I know part may kinalaman po sa i-discuss ninyo sa body, sa pinaka-body ng ating module. Okay? So, pero kung i-require kayo to provide 15 items, you provide 15 items. Okay? Now, the what's in part. No? This picture is from my file. Mga estudyante ko po itong mga to. Dancing, traditional dance. Yeah? I think, no, cheer dance. Cheer dance po ito. Now, ang what's in, look at my, at how I crafted the what's in section or the what's in part. Remember, what's in is a review. Pero since module 1 ito, wala tayong paghuhugutan na lesson, kundi yung karanasan nila nung sila ay nasa junior high school. Since we are, this module is about senior high school, and this is the first module for PE, doon ako humugot sa mga karanasan nila nung sila ay junior high school. Look, back when you were in junior high school, you were able to learn the different types of dances. The Philippine folk dances, ballroom dance, festival dances, hip-hop, and cheer dance. Your former teachers discussed the history and background of dance, as well as the dance movements involved in them. Here in your senior high school journey, Health Optimizing Physical Education 3 dances will let you engage more in these dances so that you can gain health benefits out of these physical activities. So, doon sa kinraft ko na what's in part or the review part, ibinalik ko sila sa mga karanasan nila ng junior high school at ipinresenta ko sa kanila kung ano yung ma-experience nila ngayon sa Health Optimizing Physical Education 3. Okay, so ideally mai-relate natin sa what's in part, yung previous lesson at yung susunod na tatalakayin. Okay, so after the review part, sa what's in part is the activity. Here, magke-create na tayo ng common base para sa discussion mamaya sa what is it part. Okay, so what's new? The activity part. Tingnan natin yung aking ginawa. If painters have canvas which they use a medium to bear their art, dancers use their body to form shapes and gestures to communicate their sense of art and self-expression. In this activity, so kung napansin niyo, gumawa muna ako ng statement that will ensure smooth flow of content. So hindi lang ako basta nagbigay ng instruction na analyze which specific body parts, so mabibigla ang bata, no? Hindi niya mahahanap yung connection, no? Para siyang tumalon. Hindi siya smooth na tumulay mula sa what's in papunta sa what's new. So ideally, at doon po sa evaluation tool na gagamitin to evaluate your ADM module, naghahanap po doon ng statements that will ensure smooth transition from one part to another. So statements like this will ensure smooth transition. So para makakuha po doon tayo ng point na nagko-comply tayo, please provide introduction bago po yung instruction to the activity. Okay? So, tuloy natin. In this activity, try to analyze which specific body parts do the performers may use to perform their dance. Write your answers on your notebook. So, napakadali naman para sa kanila makita kung anong mga body parts ang ginamit sa picture sa iba't ibang sayaw. Ano? So, here, I am introducing already body as an element of dance. Kaya lang, we have to make sure na yung ibibigay nating mga example ay leading talaga. Yung, kumbaga, guided sila. So, ang mga pinrovide ko ditong picture ay yung talagang may emphasis kung ano yung mga body part na ginagamit sa sayaw. Like this, ayan yung number 4. Naka-point yung toes para makita nila that toes can be used in forming body shapes in dance. Wrist, yan. Elbows, mga ganyan. So, guided ang mga bata. So, what is it part? Nag-explain na ako. No? So, pwede tayong magbigay ng questions and pwede namang mag-proceed na tayo sa ating mini discussion. So what is it part? Diniscuss ko yung mga importante lamang na konsepto. So ang topic ko ay elements of dance lang. That is why I will focus lang on the elements of dance. Wala na akong diniscuss na iba't ibang klase ng dance. Hindi ko na binalikan yung fundamental move, fundamental arm, fundamental hand and feet positions, because these concepts were already taught during their junior high school. Also, the different history of dances, the different types of dances were discussed during their junior high school. Kailangan magkaroon ng difference yung junior high school dance lesson nila to the approach na sa dance lesson natin. So, dito nag-focus lang ako sa elements of dance, no? Para guided ang bata at hindi malito. So, from the activity, diniscuss ko yung pina-activity ko sa kanila yung identification of the different body parts. So dito, makikita nila, kaya pala yung activity ko about identification of the different body parts that is being used in the different dances, kasi tungkol dun pala yung aming tatalakayin. Ayan. So, paunti-unti, marirealize na ng bata kung saan natin sila dinadala. So what is it? Here, elements of dance, body. Yan, diniscuss ko sa kanila itong what are the different body parts, no? Hindi ako nag definition of terms ng mga body, kundi pinakita ko lang sa kanila kung ano-ano yung mga parts na pwede nilang magamit to create lines and shapes. Okay? So, yun lang. Ganun lang kaano siya. Bilis, no? So, yan. Nagbigay ako ng mga, since I am talking about body shapes, yan. Nagpakita ako ng mga pictures na magpapakita talaga ng body shapes. Yan. I discussed action as another element of dance. Yan, yung mga bend, flex, lift, raise, yan, locomotor, non-locomotor movement. I discuss also space. Again, these photos are free photos. Yan. So, very, very light lang ang aking diniscuss, no, kung ano lang yung kaya. Since ang mga estudyante naman natin, they are not specializing dance. So, hindi na natin siguro kailangan talakayin dito yung staging, production, etc. Time, okay? And energy. So, eto lang, ganun lang kaikli yung aking what is it part. Okay? Now, let's proceed with what's more. Yung what's more natin ay yung enrichment part of the module. So, kung mapapansin natin, this is the independent activity and assessment 1. Okay, magkasama na siya. So, nilagay ko dito, let us explore how body as a medium in dance was used to create a work of art. Since meron na silang background, dahil diniscuss natin dun sa what is it, they can already answer the following questions. How do the body parts were shaped in space in this picture? So, pwede dito nilang sabihin na dito nakapag-create ng round shape yung katawan ng cheerleader. So, dito V or etc. Ayan. So, I am enriching, no? What the learners have learned on the what is it part. So, dito, tell something about the use of directions, level of space, ganyan. So, lahat nung aking pinapa-activity ay may kinalaman sa body, sa diniscuss ko. So, this is the independent activity assessment 2. Describe the use of body, actions, space, and energy on the picture below. So, kung kanina ang diniscuss ang ini-enrich lang natin ay what are the body and what are the shapes, what are the level of space. This time sa independent activity assessment 2, 4 na elements na ang pinapa-practice ko sa kanila to analyze. Okay? So this is the independent activity and assessment 3. Here in this activity and assessment, I let the students analyze how the elements influence the potential of the dance to optimize the dancer's health and fitness. So, I let them analyze, no, kung ano yung nakikita nilang kinalaman ng mga elements ng dance sa potential ng dance para maging cardio yon or aerobic exercise, para yung dance, what is it in the action, what is it in the use of energy that makes the dance aerobic, that makes the dance muscle and bone strengthening physical activity. So, yun yung pinapractice dito sa independent activity and assessment na ito. Okay? Moving on is the what I have learned part. No? So, in this case, I use guide question. So, kanina nagbigay tayo ng tatlong pwedeng maging content dito sa section na to, pwedeng in a form of checklist, pwedeng in a form of ganito, reflection guide question, and pwedeng in a form of graphic organizer. So, in this case, ang ginamit ko ay reflection guide question. So, today, answer the following questions for your reflection. Today, I have learned that, so itutuloy ng bata yan, I find blank the most interesting because, yan. So, nag-reflect sila so that they can internalize more the different concepts that were discussed in the body of lesson. Now, dito na tayo sa what I can do part. Remember that the what I can do part is the application part of the lesson. Ideally, in this section, the students can apply the concepts on his or her life scenario. So, pansinin ang guide question ko dito. Picture analysis din. Pero ang guide question, medyo personal ang tanong, no, sa bata. Imagine you are the main dancer you are mali pa yung aking statement, no. Imagine you are one of the main dancers in Sayaw sa Bangko. One of the best-known Philippine folk dance. What fitness components can be built and optimized when you engage in this type of dance? No? So, i-imagine ng bata ngayon kung siya ang isa sa mga main dancers in this picture, ano kaya ang mabibuild at ma-optimize sa kanyang fitness components? No? Dancing this kind of dance. Another, what is it in the different elements of this dance that can enable the different fitness components you have identified to be optimized? So, ideally, ang masagot dito ng bata is the energy that is being used, the level, the use of space, no, etc. So, this is the application part that I have crafted. On the assessment part, ito yung pinagawa ko sa kanila. So, dito na ako, kung mapansin nyo, mula umpisa hanggang matapos, hindi pa gumalaw ang bata. Medyo nagbasa siya, nag-analyze, etc. So, dito sa part na to, hindi pwedeng matapos yung module nang hindi gumagalaw ang bata. So, nilagay ko yung activity part sa assessment. So, pansinin that you will be tasked to perform one dance craze pala, sorry. You will be tasked to perform one dance craze for this assessment. You can refer to a video tutorial of the dance and afterwards answer the questions below. Write your responses on your notebook. So, this is an essay type of assessment. Pero para masagutan nila yung essay, they have to perform one of the dance that is given on this activity. So you can choose one dance craze below. So taking into consideration gender sensitive philosophy, kailangan ang nauna ko kasing naisip dito ay tala. No? Because yung tala, meron siyang mga movements that are done in different levels. Meron 'di ba bumababa doon si Sarah Geronimo. So that's a perfect integration of the concept of space as one of the elements of dance. So sa mathematics, kaya ko din kinonsider mathematics dance challenge kasi very pangbabae yung tala. Pwedeng hindi siya piliin ng lalaki kung ang estudyante natin ay lalaki. Plus yung mathematics dance, 'di ba? Sa umpisa medyo slow and then sa bandang dulo ng dance, medyo palong-palo na yung mga dancers na yon. So, kapag na-experience ng bata yung sayawin ito, masasagutan niya yung mga guide questions na may kinalaman doon sa objectives at sa body sa discussion kanina. So, nakalagay dito, you can choose one dance craze below. Mathematics dance challenge, tala dance craze by Sarah Geronimo, and any trending dance challenge you know. So, lagi natin bibigyan ng option ng bata para maging inclusive. So, paano kung hindi niya alam yung mathematics dance challenge? Paano kung hindi niya alam yung tala dance craze? So, any trending dance challenge na alam niya para mas personal yung choice niya, kumbaga, kung ano yung dance na gusto niyang i-perform. Tapos sa guide questions, doon natin sila i-assess. What shapes and actions did your body make in performing the dance? Kindly draw or describe on your notebook. So may mga bata kasi na hindi ganoon kagaling sa writing communication skills. So dito binigyan natin sila ng chance to draw their responses since we are talking about shapes and actions naman. No? So number 2, how did you made use of the space doon sa kanilang sayaw? So kung hindi nila pinerform yung sayaw, hindi nila marirealize kung paano nila ginamit yung space, yung element of space sa sayaw in terms of direction, level, size, focus, etc. Okay? So number 3, describe the timing of dance. Number 4, describe the quality of dance movements applied in your chosen dance. So lahat ng guide questions na to, masasagot ng mga bata kapag nag-perform sila or nag-engage sila sa physical activity that you provided for them. So dalawang target, we target the standards of hope here in this case. Why? Because number 1, we used movement, and we fulfill the LC, the learner engages to moderate to vigorous physical activity. And at the same time, we introduce them the different concepts that were discussed. I mean, we measure the level of mastery nila doon sa mga concepts na diniscuss natin on the first part of the module. Okay, so remember that when you choose performance-based assessment, you will provide criteria for the assignment of grades or rubric. So since this is an essay type of assessment, I have here the following criteria: depth of response, five points, connection to their experience, or to the experiences, or pwede natin palitan dito, connection to the physical activity experience. Yan. And yung response nila, i-assess natin kung gaano ito relevant doon sa diniscuss natin ng mga konsepto sa lesson. Yan. So this is the second to the last part. So sa additional activities, pwedeng ang ilagay natin dito ay mga activities about dance pa rin that can make them active for the rest of the week. Okay? So, depende po sa inyo kung gusto nyo po ipa-record sa kanila through video and send sa messenger or kung ano man ang mas possible po sa mga estudyante ninyo. So, the last parts are the references and your bio note as the author. So that's it. I hope you have gained insights from my sharing about crafting modules for physical education in an ADM format. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, Physical Education Teachers Community Channel, so that you can be notified kapag nag-upload po tayo ulit ng another sharing about crafting modules, no? So sa mga susunod na video, I will upload and discuss to you yung mga future modules na aking ika-craft, no? Ay i-share ko sa inyo so that you can gain insights on them. Okay? So, from them. So, that's it for now. Thank you for listening. See you sa ating Physical Education Teachers Community channel and group, no? Bye!